NCAA basketball totals for Friday, December 16th. We got 3 games on the card today. We're going to take a look at some totals here in NCAA hoops for you new guys. What that means is we're going to take a look at what the odds maker set as the final score of the game and try and see if we can beat that either over or under that total. We also have our NBA segment out there as well, so be sure to check that out. And don't forget to check out SBR for all the odds, totals, numbers, sportsbook sign-up bonuses, all that good stuff at SBR, so be sure to check us out. Got 3 games today. I'm going under on all 3 of them. Not a huge, exciting slate of games, but I think there's a little bit of value there on going on the under in these matchups here. Let's go ahead. Let's start breaking this down. First, we got is Florida Atlantic, Miami. Odds makers have it at 137, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take under that total. Miami's a really good defensive team, and I think they're going to put the clamps down on a Florida Atlantic team that's gone really up-tempo this season. Let's take a look at some numbers here. We got Florida Atlantic. They're averaging 72.3 points per game. We got Miami averaging 74.2. That gets us well over the total. But then when we look at Miami defensively, they've been great. 57.3 points allowed so far this season per average. That ranks 5th in NCAA hoops. Florida Atlanta, not great, allowing 73 points per game. But I think they're going to have trouble scoring against a Miami team that puts a premium on defense. So that's really what this play is all about. Recently we look at Miami. They can put up some points. So it's a little disconcerting considering the fact that Miami could probably put up, a lot of points in this game. But I just don't think Florida Atlantic is going to be able to Florida Atlantic as they welcome Lane Kiffin to their fold. Oh, no, he's a Florida International. Sorry, never mind. Forget about that. I don't think Florida Atlantic is going to be able to score enough points. I mean, right now they're shooting 42.4% from the field. That ranks in the bottom third of NCAA teams. And then you got Miami. They're allowing opponents just 36.2% shooting overall from the field. It's a good Miami team. Jim Larinaga, he's done a nice job with that program, since he came over from George Mason. That ranks 8th in the country defensively. That's a good Miami defense. They're going to control the tempo as well. They don't really get up and down the floor. Now, Florida Atlantic will, but you're talking about a Miami team. Right now they're allowing just 21.3 field goals made per game. That ranks 16th in the country. So this game here is really, about the fact that I think Miami's going to put the clamps down on Florida Atlantic, and we're going to stay under that 137. Next one up, we got is Drexel and Ryder. Odds makers have that at 147. That's a bit too much. I think, for these teams, because I don't think they could shoot well enough. Tempo might be there, but Ryder's a decent enough defensive team, and it's at Ryder. So I expect for them to go ahead and play enough defense to go and stay under this total. Let's look at some numbers here. We got Drexel averaging 75 points per game, but they're allowing 77.3. That is not good. Then you got Ryder averaging 71 points per game, but they're allowing just 69.3. Not bad. Tempo-wise, though, and percentage-wise, you're talking about a Ryder team. They're allowing opponents to shoot just over 40% from the floor. Very good numbers. As well, we have Ryder. They're shooting themselves just 43.4%. Drexel shooting 42.5%. The tempo might get up and down a little bit because Drexel likes to get up and down. Both these teams, they both average over 60 attempts giving and taking per game. So that's why the total, I think, is set so high at 147. But that's still a lot of points for this game against a Ryder team that I really think is going to be able to stop Drexel defensively. So I'm looking for this game to end up more around 140 than 147. And I'm going to back under that total. All right. So we got Drexel Ryder under the 147. And more statistics on that one to go over, but nothing really that's jumping out at me. You have a Ryder team. They don't shoot the 3 particularly well. I mentioned that before on one of their games. And Drexel, overall across the board, they're not a really, efficient scoring team. They do get up quite a bit of attempts, but, they rank just, outside of the top 200 teams in effective field goal percentage, all percentages across the board. I don't think they're going to get there. So I'm going under that 147. Last one up, we got Long Beach State, Oregon State. I'm going under the 139. Now, the numbers don't really match up with this, considering how much Long Beach State has given up per year. And let me tell you about that. Here we go. We got Long Beach State. They're averaging just 69 points per game. Oregon State's averaging 67. Okay. So that gets us at 136. Now, defensively, this is why it's at 139. You got Oregon State giving up 71.3, and you got Long Beach State giving up 85.6. 85.6. That ranks as one of the worst in the country. But Long Beach State's schedule has been absolutely bananas. They just got done playing at Texas. Prior to that, they played Kansas, UCLA, Louisville, North Carolina, Wichita State. They had some really, really tough matchups, and they lost them all. Here, now they get to come and face an Oregon State team that goes pretty slow, that plays good defense, and I think Long Beach State can play better defense than what we've seen. Percentage-wise, they're not that great, but they arguably have, a strength of schedule. It's arguably one of the toughest, if not the toughest in the country so far this season. So I think this game's going to be a little bit more managed. Right now, Long Beach State, they're not shooting particularly well, but again, that's due to their competition. 40.7% overall, not good at all. Oregon State, pretty good defensively, allowing just 40% from the floor, and they're allowing just 42.1% on two-point shots. That's not bad. The tempo, though, is what really gets me on this one. Well, let's talk about some more percentages here real quick. Oregon State, they're shooting just 44.5% from the floor. Nothing, outstanding. And when we look at Oregon State, when they're matched up with a team that's pretty decent, I think Long Beach State's a little bit better than their record. They don't go at a really fast tempo. When they played someone like Fresno State, that ended up really low. I think something more like that along those lines is what we're going to see tonight. But tempo, back to what I really wanted to talk about. Oregon State's getting up to 52.4 attempts per game. Long Beach State's allowing quite a bit more than that at 60. But again, their competition has been ridiculous. And then we look at Long Beach State. They're getting up 61 attempts, but Oregon State's allowing 57.6. But Long Beach State, they're still a little bit hard to gauge because of the tough competition that they have faced. At the end of the day, though, I think the way the tempo of this goes, the reason, Oddsmaker set this number the way it is, I like for the under. I mean, defensively, if we look at their numbers, you're talking about teams that give up an average combined of over 150 points per game. But Oddsmakers have it at 139 for a reason. So I'm going to go ahead and back under that total. 3 unders for today. Here we go. Let's break them down one more time. We got Florida Atlantic and Miami under the 137. Drexel Rider under the 147, and Long Beach State, Oregon State under the 139. Those are our 3 NCAA totals for Friday. And be sure to check out SBR, and I wish you luck on your picks today.
Research before you bet. Be sure to check out SBR Picks for the best game predictions, breakdowns, and much, much more.